Hey folks, welcome to Friday, the 1st of July 2022, and we have oil ripping back onto the upside, up 1.5 at the moment at market. So just gonna quite my squawk here. We've had some mixed manufacturing PMIs out of the Eurozone this morning, not really returning too much. You're just seeing DAX and stocks in general kind of unchanged in Europe on the indices. Today we're getting ISM manufacturing out of the US at 3 o'clock. We're gonna just get CPIs and core CPIs out of the Eurozone in about 12 minutes here. So just want to make this quick and get over to these charts here and have a little look at these markets. So jumping straight into oil. You're seeing really coming back into this general area that started off as a gap, provided some really good trades here on last Monday, the 27th. And so really, sorry, Monday of this week, bids up here and just came slipped back in. We have some pretty decent areas that we were buying actually this morning down here, just underneath this sort of 105s, 54s area to get on with this push. And so we're targeting 108.98s here with the push, 20 EMA above 110s, and that will be a hell of a move to move up that far to the 20 EMA. So just, the perma bull lives. He lives. A lot of selling yesterday, really a lot of selling, has to be said. We were down quite a bit. Quite a bit of capitulation, but that sort of level of selling is actually quite bullish because it's just loading up the bus for the buyers essentially then to get on board for higher prices. I think we're going to run into problems back up around the the 10s and 11s for sure, and that'll be a real test for the market there. Bunds coming off this morning, and then looking over to the US markets. Quite a bit of selling yesterday, as you can see. Here we are yesterday coming in quite early on the selling from Europe. Just then pushed down into the 37.52s. Really to kind of get a gauge on this. I mean, I'd rather go over onto the daily bars, and it's kind of quiet summer trade in one sense. Yeah, we're selling quite a lot over the past few days, but generally I think the markets are in a way quietening down a little bit for summer as we come now into July and where most people are going to be taking their holidays. But for now, 37.52s is support on the lows. Should bring us back up to the 20 EMA on the SPOOs, 38.65s as it sits on today's market. You're seeing the Dixie as well. We have tried to flush out and push up on these highs yesterday on the dollar. We got positive misses we got a miss on the PCE price indices yesterday, which should feed into a Fed to be a little more dovish and maybe step back from the concept of a 75 basis point hike in the July meeting. So we didn't really see that translate to any buying on stocks yesterday at all. Myself and Rob chatting about that in the room yesterday, where we saw that sort of dovish sort of data reading come across, and very little buying really on the back of it in equities. And so we did then eventually slip off to the downside to that's 37.52s. And so the dollar, however, though, really did kind of sell down on that figure, and so it's sort of like a de-risking and that dovishness coming into what the Fed may or may not do, and the FOMC, of course, may step back to a more dovish standpoint. So looking at longs in the euro as well, for this dollar to sit back down and break the morning trend, get back below pivot and fall down. And then Bitcoin as well, yesterday taking a pretty decent move, 11% back up overnight, up to the R2 here. It's just really hovering around the 20,000 figure, currently 19,580s at market on the CME. If we go back to a daily bar on Bitbuck here, you can see not looking great. On the weekly bars, we're slipping below the highs we saw in 2017 in December, Christmas Eve there. Putting in those highs at 20,000. We're now trading in and around that area, and it's not looking very bullish right now. But let's see how we finish today, and more importantly, really this weekend, which is when most of the serious trade comes in on crypto assets. So what else do we have? Well, nothing really. Myself and Bernie debating whether there was or wasn't a gap on Nat Gas this morning, and there firmly was, in my view. 5 spot 653's gap up reopen on Globex, and you can see that just holding all of the lows thereafter the open. So I think Nat Gas may take a pop back on 60 or 6.041s, but really a tricky market to be looking at the moment with the Freeport LNG gas terminal really shut in for the moment. So supplies continually building in North America until that issue is fixed. All right, that's it for me for another pre-US session. And that's rounding off the week. Start of a new quarter, start of a new month. I'm going to be on holidays from the 8th of July to the 17th. But I'll be back with you on Monday morning. So have a fantastic weekend, and I'll speak to you then. Cheers.